Are you feeling overwhelmed by the constant pressure of daily life? Do you often find yourself losing composure when things don't go as planned? What if there was a way to maintain peace, no matter how unpredictable life gets? Imagine having the ability to face challenges, big or small, with calmness and clarity, no matter what external circumstances arise. What if I told you that an ancient philosophy has been guiding people for centuries on how to stay composed and emotionally resilient in the face of adversity? Welcome to our deep dive into Stoicism, a philosophy that's not just about ancient thinkers, but one that holds incredible relevance for modern life. In this video, we're going to uncover 10 powerful Stoic principles that teach you how to stay grounded, embrace life's uncertainties, and rise above the chaos with a calm, composed mindset. Think about it. How often do you get caught up in emotions when things don't go your way? How often do external situations, whether it's work stress, personal conflicts, or just daily annoyances, take away your peace of mind? Stoicism offers practical wisdom for transforming those very situations into opportunities for growth. These principles aren't just theoretical, they're designed to help you take immediate action and shift your perspective to one of emotional resilience. Over the next few minutes, we're going to break down these Stoic lessons in a way that's easy to understand and apply to your own life. Whether it's learning to accept what you can't control, finding strength in adversity, or developing the resilience to stay calm in moments of stress, you'll find tools that can immediately help you navigate the challenges of life with a clear, composed mind. The power to be at peace, regardless of external circumstances, is within your reach. If you're ready to take control of your emotions and live with more purpose, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications so you never miss a video that can help you unlock your inner peace. Let's dive into Stoic wisdom and transform your life, starting today. 1. Embracing the power of acceptance. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the importance of acceptance, the ability to let go of resistance and come to terms with the things we cannot change. Life is unpredictable, and we are often faced with situations that don't align with our expectations, desires, or plans. However, Stoicism teaches us that true peace comes not from trying to control every circumstance, but from learning to accept those things we have no power over. Acceptance isn't about passively resigning yourself to life's challenges, nor is it about avoiding action or growth. It's about acknowledging that, while there will always be elements of life beyond our control, how we respond to those elements is always within our power. The Stoics understood that much of the suffering we experience arises from our attachment to the way things should be. When life doesn't go according to plan, we often become frustrated, stressed, or upset. But, when we shift our mindset to one of acceptance, we create the emotional space needed to respond with clarity and poise. Take a moment and think about something in your life that is outside your control, a situation at work, a disagreement with a loved one, or even a personal health issue. How do you typically react? Most likely, there's an initial emotional reaction of frustration, disappointment, or anger. But by practicing acceptance, you free yourself from that emotional turmoil. You recognize that while you cannot change the situation itself, you can choose how to respond. This simple shift in perspective allows you to regain control over your emotional state, fostering peace even in the midst of difficulty. Practical application. Next time you find yourself frustrated with a situation you can't change, pause for a moment and ask yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is no, let go of the attachment to the outcome. Accept it as part of the process, and focus on the actions you can take moving forward. This mindset will not only reduce stress but will empower you to navigate life with greater resilience. By embracing the power of acceptance, you step into a space where external circumstances no longer have the power to dictate your emotional state. Instead, you become the calm in the storm, able to think clearly, make rational decisions, and act with a sense of peace that is undisturbed by the chaos around you. 2. Focusing on what's within your control. One of the most empowering aspects of Stoic philosophy is the concept of focusing only on what you can control. In life, there are countless things that fall outside of your influence, other people's actions, the weather, or unforeseen events. Yet, it is easy to find yourself consumed by worry about these things. The Stoics taught that our energy and attention should be directed toward what is within our power, our thoughts, actions, and reactions. When we focus on what we can control, we stop wasting mental energy on things that have no bearing on our peace of mind. This shift in focus doesn't mean we ignore everything happening around us, nor does it mean we become passive in our actions. Rather, it means we stop letting external circumstances dictate how we feel and respond. Think about a situation where you might be feeling stressed or anxious. Perhaps it's a project at work, a relationship issue, or something going wrong with your plans. What can you control in this situation? In most cases, the only thing you have direct control over is your response. By focusing on that, you begin to regain a sense of power and composure. For example, if you're dealing with a conflict, the only thing you can control is how you communicate, your level of patience, and how you choose to resolve the issue. You cannot control how the other person responds, but you can decide whether to engage calmly or let your emotions dictate the conversation. This sense of control over your actions is what allows you to navigate challenging situations with clarity, rather than being overwhelmed by frustration or helplessness. By constantly bringing your attention back to what you can control, you create space for peace and intentional action, no matter what's happening around you. 3. Cultivating emotional resilience. Our emotions can sometimes feel like they have a life of their own, taking over in moments of stress, fear, or frustration. However, Stoicism teaches us that while we can't always control what we feel, we can choose how we respond to our emotions. Emotional resilience is about building the strength to observe our emotions without letting them dictate our actions. It's about creating the space to pause, reflect, and choose a course of action that aligns with our values, rather than reacting impulsively to the emotions in the moment. The Stoics saw emotions as signals, not instructions. When you feel anger rising, anxiety building, or frustration bubbling up, you don't have to let those emotions drive you to react in a way you might regret. Instead, take a step back and recognize the emotion for what it is, a natural response to a situation. You have the ability to choose whether you let that emotion govern your actions. For instance, when faced with an unjust situation, the initial feeling might be anger. Instead of reacting with a harsh word or snap judgment, take a breath and reflect on what's in your control. The action you take in that moment, whether it's responding with calm or choosing silence, becomes an expression of your inner strength. Emotional resilience doesn't mean suppressing your feelings, but rather understanding and managing them in a way that keeps you centered, no matter the situation. 4. Practicing gratitude and contentment. In today's fast-paced world, it's easy to fall into the trap of constantly seeking more success, more possessions, more recognition. Yet Stoicism teaches us that true contentment doesn't come from acquiring more, but from appreciating what we already have. This is where the practice of gratitude comes in. By focusing on the good, the present, and the aspects of life that we often take for granted, we train our minds to shift from a state of desire to a state of appreciation. When we practice gratitude, we begin to notice the abundance in our lives, the relationships we cherish, the opportunities we've been given, and the simple moments of peace we often overlook. It's a way to recalibrate our mindset from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude allows us to let go of the constant drive for more and accept the present as enough. This doesn't mean that striving for improvement or setting goals is wrong, but rather, that we find contentment in where we are right now. When you regularly take time to reflect on what you're thankful for, you stop fixating on what's missing and start appreciating the richness of what you already have. It could be as simple as acknowledging a supportive friend, your health, or the beauty of a quiet moment. By making gratitude a daily practice, you build a foundation of contentment that is impervious to the fluctuations of external circumstances. 5. Letting go of attachment to external outcomes. One of the most liberating aspects of Stoic thought is learning to let go of attachment to outcomes. As humans, we often tie our happiness and sense of worth to specific results. We set goals, work hard, and hope for certain outcomes, whether it's landing a promotion, achieving a personal milestone, or receiving recognition for our efforts. However, Stoicism teaches us that attachment to these external outcomes only leads to disappointment and frustration, as we can never fully control how things turn out. While it's natural to want things to go well, the Stoics encourage us to detach our emotional well-being from the results themselves. Instead, we should focus on the process, on doing our best and acting with integrity, without becoming overly attached to the specific outcome. This doesn't mean we stop striving for success or setting meaningful goals, but we recognize that we can't control how things unfold. The only thing we can control is how we show up and the effort we put in. For example, think about a situation where you've worked hard on something, but the outcome didn't match your expectations. Instead of feeling defeated or frustrated, remind yourself that you put forth your best effort, and that's what truly matters. The Stoics believed that our value lies not in external success or failure, but in the character we display in the pursuit of those goals. By letting go of attachment to results, we free ourselves from the pressure of constantly needing things to go our way, and instead, find peace in the process itself. 6. The art of negative visualization. At first glance, the practice of negative visualization may seem counterintuitive to the pursuit of peace and happiness. However, this Stoic technique is incredibly powerful for building resilience. Negative visualization involves imagining the worst-case scenario, not to dwell in fear or anxiety, but to prepare yourself mentally for potential challenges. By envisioning what could go wrong, you train your mind to face adversity with a calm, rational outlook. This practice isn't about expecting bad things to happen, but rather about accepting that life can be unpredictable, and that hardships are a natural part of the human experience. When you allow yourself to mentally rehearse the difficulties you might encounter, whether it's losing a job, facing illness, or experiencing a personal setback, you reduce the shock and emotional pain if those things do happen. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, you become mentally prepared to handle whatever comes your way. For instance, think about a major life event, such as a job interview. Rather than focusing only on the positive outcome, take time to imagine the possibility of rejection. By doing so, you diminish the emotional weight of the event. You realize that rejection, while disappointing, is not the end of the world. In fact, it's an opportunity for growth. The more you practice negative visualization, the less fearful you become of the unknown, and the more capable you are of handling life's challenges with resilience. 7. Living in accordance with nature. A central tenet of Stoic philosophy is the concept of living in accordance with nature, understanding and aligning yourself with the natural order of the world. The Stoics believed that the universe operates according to a set of principles, and that human beings should live in harmony with these principles. This doesn't mean rejecting modern life or nature itself, but rather accepting that everything is interconnected, and embracing the flow of life as it comes. Living in accordance with nature means recognizing that we are part of a larger, interconnected whole. Just as the seasons change, so too do the circumstances of our lives. By accepting the natural cycles of life, growth and decay, success and failure, we find peace in understanding that everything has its place. Rather than fighting against change or trying to control outcomes, we focus on aligning our actions with the natural rhythms of the world. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Are you resisting the natural course of events? Are you struggling against challenges that are simply part of the cycle of existence? When you let go of resistance and accept life's natural ebb and flow, you open yourself up to a sense of peace and acceptance that transcends circumstances. This alignment with nature allows you to move through life with less friction and greater clarity, knowing that you are part of something much larger than yourself. 8. Developing wisdom through self-improvement. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of wisdom, not as an abstract concept, but as a practical, everyday tool for living a virtuous and meaningful life. Wisdom, in the Stoic sense, is the ability to make decisions based on rational thought, understanding, and self-awareness. It's about continually seeking growth and improving oneself, not just in terms of knowledge, but in terms of character and judgment. To develop wisdom, the Stoics believed in the constant pursuit of self-improvement. This doesn't mean trying to become perfect, but rather striving to become better with each day. It involves cultivating virtues such as patience, courage, integrity, and humility, and practicing them in real-life situations. Wisdom is about learning from mistakes and using those lessons to make better decisions in the future. It's a lifelong journey of self-awareness and personal growth. For example, consider a situation where you've made a mistake. Instead of feeling guilty or regretful, use it as an opportunity to reflect. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? The Stoics would suggest that every failure is a chance for growth, and every setback is a lesson to improve your character. By embracing this mindset of continuous self-improvement, you gradually become wiser and more equipped to handle life's complexities with sound judgment. 9. Finding strength in adversity. In Stoic philosophy, adversity isn't something to be avoided, it's something to be embraced. Strength is forged in the fires of hardship. The Stoics believed that true growth and resilience come from facing challenges head-on and learning from them. Rather than fearing adversity or seeing it as something negative, the Stoics taught that we should welcome it as an opportunity to strengthen our character and refine our virtues. Every challenge, no matter how difficult, presents an opportunity to build inner strength. When faced with adversity, rather than succumbing to despair or frustration, you can choose to face the situation with determination and composure. By doing so, you develop resilience and the ability to persevere through life's trials. Adversity becomes the crucible in which you forge your strength. Think about a challenging situation you've faced in the past. How did you respond? Did you allow yourself to be defeated, or did you rise to the occasion? The more you view hardship as a chance to grow, the more capable you become of handling future difficulties with strength and grace. Strength in adversity isn't about avoiding challenges, it's about embracing them and using them as stepping stones toward personal growth and resilience. 10. Nurturing the Stoic virtue of temperance. One of the key virtues in Stoicism is temperance, the ability to maintain balance and self-control, particularly in moments of excess or indulgence. Stoics understood that excessive desires and attachments to external pleasures often lead to dissatisfaction and imbalance. Instead of being controlled by our appetites and impulses, we should practice self-restraint and moderation. Temperance isn't about denying yourself all pleasure, it's about finding balance. It's about not letting your desires control you, but instead, recognizing that true contentment comes from within. By practicing temperance, you avoid being swept away by fleeting emotions or external circumstances, and instead, cultivate a sense of stability and peace in your life. For example, think about the things in life you tend to indulge in: food, entertainment, or material possessions. When you practice temperance, you become aware of when you're overindulging or seeking comfort from external sources, and you choose to exercise self-control. By cultivating this virtue, you develop a sense of inner balance and tranquility that allows you to remain steady, even in the face of life's temptations and challenges. Conclusion. By embracing the wisdom of Stoicism, you gain the tools to navigate life's challenges with a calm, composed, and resilient mindset. From learning to accept what we cannot change, to focusing on what is within our control, to finding strength in adversity, Stoicism offers practical guidance for maintaining peace in an unpredictable world. The Stoic path isn't about avoiding hardship or eliminating emotions, it's about responding thoughtfully, building inner strength, and developing virtues that help you lead a more meaningful and fulfilling life. As you incorporate these Stoic principles into your daily life, you'll find yourself becoming more grounded, more at peace with yourself, and more equipped to face whatever challenges come your way. The power of Stoicism lies in its timeless wisdom, which remains just as relevant in today's world as it was centuries ago. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Stoic philosophy. I hope these lessons have sparked some new insights and practical tools that you can use to cultivate calm and resilience in your own life. If you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more content like this. And feel free to share your thoughts or any Stoic practices that have worked for you in the comments below. Remember, the path to peace and resilience is a daily practice. Keep learning, growing, and embracing the Stoic way. See you in the next video.